Hello everyone, welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. In the most recent patch for Train Sim World on April 27th, 2026, there was a big update to East Coastway. Among other things, the included 377/4 got a new soundset. Not new as in brand new, but new as in ported over from the 377/2 from West Coast Mainline south Euston to Milton Keynes, which has the Armstrong Powerhouse soundset of the 377/4 from the Brighton Mainline. So yeah, the old soundset on the 377/4 from this route is officially gone, but if you still want to drive a 377 with the old soundset, then the Rivet Games 377/3 from the 171 from the Class 171 pack still has the old soundset, as Rivet were unable to get licensing to use it. So, we're currently at Eastbourne and we're doing a run up to Lewis on the East Coastway Remastered route. Let's hop into it and get started. I actually haven't done a run on East Coastway Remaster yet with an Electrostar, ironically. Is it 8 train car length? It is. Okay, so that's correct. We have a speed set if we need it. GSMR is already set. Our service is 1 Foxtrot 23 Eastbourne to London Victoria. Taillights are off. Set you to day running. DC systems, of course, because we're not the 377/2. So we have no overhead pantographs. This soundset is also used on the 375/9 from Southeastern High Speed. And also, but not on the 375/3 or /6 from Medway Valley, because they recorded their own, Firefly recorded their own soundset for that one. Okay, this train is also compatible with guard mode, I believe. We do have passengers aboard, that's nice. So our stops today are Eastbourne, Hampton Park, Polegate, and Lewis. Should be about a 20-minute run. And yeah, so this unit did get a significant upgrade thanks to the East Coastway Remaster and also the soundset that just got introduced. So that's quite nice. I just don't really drive the Electrostars if I can avoid them, because they're quite boring if I'm going to be honest. And I'm saying this as a person who's ridden the GWR Class 387 quite extensively. They are boring units, and pretty uncomfortable. Well, they're actually not bad. Like, the seats just don't have a lot of padding. Oh. Need to have DRA on. Alright. 2 miles to Hampton Park, and are you going to let us through? Wait for signal to change. Okay, guess we're gonna wait. So what is blocking?
Welcome aboard the Southern Service
2 Delta 14.
London Victoria, calling at Hampden Park, Polegate, Lewis, Cooksbridge, Plumpton, Wivelsfield, Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, Clapham Junction, and London Victoria.
That's a Class 313. I thought they only ran the Seaford branch in this timetable.
The next station is Hampden Park.
Nice to see those. And nice to see him knocking about in Eastbourne. Wonder where he's going after this. Brighton. Oh, so it's a rare Brighton service that uses a Class 313. Very nice. DRA off. Punch it. Oh, let's get a window down before I forget. Okay, we can't. I thought it was silent for a second. It wasn't. It's just quiet at this end. Alright. Hello? Speed set. Oh, yeah. I have to adjust it from 0, that's why. It's nice having a speed set. I have heard from reliable sources that it's not used in regular passenger service, but I just like it. No, it's not realistic to use it, but I do like it, using it. because it's one of the few UK trains in this game with an actual cruise control that works. Because the Pendolino one doesn't let the train apply the brake when it's in that mode. Yeah. But it also, I believe there is the newest train in the game with the speed set is the Class 90 from Alan Thompson. Yeah, that. At least, for all the things that are wrong with the Class 90, the speed set does appear to work quite well, from what footage I've seen of it. Just nice to be back on East Coastway. It's just a nice route to drive on. And with all the HSTs I've been driving lately, it's nice to finally have a train that's, you know, electric. Ooh, yeah, 60 frames. One thing that's nice about the older routes that got the remaster treatment is, because they're old, it means they're actually quite nice to because they're quite nice on older machines like mine. They don't, you know, cause havoc like some routes I could name. Morristown, for instance. Nice little lake there. The East Coastway remaster definitely isn't as good as the Great Western Express one, because the timetable is the two new timetables were paywalled, but behind the Class 171 pack. But honestly,
we are now approaching Hamden Park.
Yeah, still quite nice. Yeah. Would I say East Coastway is one of my favorite routes in the game? Probably not. Once I get Medway Valley, that'll probably be my go-to Electrostar drive from like Strood to Tonbridge or vice versa. But oh no, we're late. This fun fact, this timetable that we're driving in originally came out as a mod on the Trains Community website, and then the guy who made it got hired by Rivet Games, joined Rivet Games, which is quite cool. Within 10 yards, I will take it.
This is Hamden Park.
Oh dear, we're running late. Already at our first stop. I'm not going to use the speed set anymore.
London Victoria. The next station is Polegate.
Polegate next. Since it's not realistic to use the speed set, I won't use it from now. Just wanted to show that it was a thing. Oh, there's a Class 171 coming in. One thing that's really nice about this route is the ability to drive Electrostars and Turbostars on the same line.
Polegate.
And then with the Class 313, you have the option to run older British Rail era electrics, unfortunately the 313s were all retired and most of them were scrapped. But when the 313 originally came out, they were still, when the 313 add-on originally came out, the 313s were still very much in service. It's just that, yeah, now they're all gone. Apart from like one that I think has been converted into a hydrogen test bed or something, which is pretty cool. But yeah, none of them remain in original. Only one remains, and even that is not in original condition. So it's nice to have the option to drive the 313 in TSW, because it's a museum. Yeah. Oh, 35 limit. Okay, notch 2 on the brakes. I do like the Armstrong Powerhouse Electrostar Soundset. It's not the best. Like Firefly's Medway Soundset for the Class 375 on Medway completely blows this out of the water. And as of this patch, the audio bugs that the 375 has been having on PlayStation 5 are now completely patched and are working properly now, which is good. Yeah, don't know why we're getting a 35 limit. Really not necessary, but there we go. There's a 377. Yeah, I don't really like driving the 377/3 because, quite frankly, that unit is very much unfinished. No guard mode.
We are now approaching
Wrong
Polegate.
Old Soundset, and the timetable that it comes in doesn't include any services for the Class 313. So, yeah, it's not. I definitely out of the two timetables that come with the Class 171, I definitely prefer the one with the 313 because it provides a lot more variation than seeing Electrostars and Turbostars constantly. Now you can see other ones, other kinds of units too. And then there's also a few rail tours, a few rail tours with the with Class 395 and Flying Scotsman and the Class 33. Then also a few football charters with the Gatwick Express Class 387. Then a few freight services with the Class 66, which was for some reason included with the route, but it only gets like 10 services. Oh, DRA on, as per procedure.
This train is the southern service to London Victoria. The next station is Lewis.
Oh, I think the barriers had to go down. Oh, there we go. I honestly can't wait to get my hands on Medway, but I'm waiting for it to go on a sale because I think charging full route price for barely 26 miles of new track and a train that we already have, no matter how good the upgrades are, is a bit too steep, in my opinion.
Southern service to London Victoria, calling at Lewis, Cooksbridge, Plumpton, Wivelsfield, Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, Clapham Junction, and London Victoria.
Yeah, so that other thing.
The next station is Lewis.
One thing that was also updated was that the calling out announcements across the entire game for all routes that use the announcement system has been updated to make sure that they don't break anymore and to make sure that they actually work properly. Which, yeah, fair enough. I'm glad they did it. East Coastway, I don't think would ever take like a top 10 spot, despite how good it is, because it's just boring. Southeastern High Speed, you get to do the high speed that runs on HS1 if you're tired of running on the Chatham Main Line, and then on Medway Valley the scenery is just so good, and also the 375 is very, very detailed on that line, like working CCTV, guards panels, latches for cab doors, even a toilet that you can sit on and flush. Like, cheers Firefly for implementing that. Like, I just don't really go on East Coastway that often. It's just a bland route at the end of the day. Like, it's decent, yes, and it's good quality, and there's a bunch of different types of rolling stock and services to run, but it's just a boring route, quite frankly. This is if you want a German route equivalent that's also in Trains and World, think of Rheinborough-Osten, which is the Wuppertal to Hagen route. Like, that's pretty boring, and you get it done in like 20 minutes if you're doing a freight service. Oh, we're approaching 90 miles an hour. What is our max speed? 100. Okay. I just want to try Medway Valley at some point. 5.5 miles to Southern Junction. And our last stop is Lewis. Oh boy, let's actually get the brakes on for that 75 limit. Try and get... Can I include the river in a screenshot? Answer to that is a no. Oh, there we go. Finally got over the invisible wall. Yeah, that's not a very good place for screenshot. There's not a lot of good places to get a thumbnail on this line because most of it is just countryside. Like, and nothing else. Go notch 2. Try and maintain speed. Notch 3. Notch 3 seems to be maintaining speed nicely. Straight through whatever station this is. But I suppose one good thing is, because this route is so bland, it actually, and there's barely any assets to speak of, it actually performs really well on my machine with a flat 60 FPS most of the time. And also one thing that was added in the recent update was, and I forgot to mention this, was that tunnel reverb was finally added on East Coastway, because that was one of the things that was weirdly missing from the remaster. Tunnel reverberation just wasn't there. So now it's finally been added, which is nice. Right, we have decent performance even on third rail, which is good. Yeah, also the 3774 from Brighton Mainline can also substitute in, which also has the same sound set, but yeah, doesn't have dynamic suspension. And then the 377-2 from West Coast Mainline South with the overhead wire capability also substitutes in. So there's a decent variety of 377s line driving around, even if you don't have the 377-3 running around on its timetable. Don't know why I sounded the horn just then. Just because I wanted to, I suppose. Yeah, one thing that a lot of people criticized was these two-dimensional assets. I personally don't mind them if you're in the cab view, but if you're in like drone camera, it's painfully obvious that those are two-dimensional. Don't know why those were kept, if I'm being honest. It's probably one reason why the route's performance is so good. Yeah, like, if we go in drone camera, yeah. If we go above, yeah, those are pretty obviously two-dimensional assets. I don't know, why were those left? Yeah. Because I believe for the Great Western Express remaster, the two-dimensional assets that were on that line got removed for the remaster, and yet for this remaster they were kept. Why? Just seems a bit of a weird choice. Maybe because Liam of Grunt Dog Games was a bit rushed trying to get this remaster to market? I just have no idea. Hopefully that's something that can be rectified at some point. The vegetation on this line can just be replaced with the standard three-dimensional stuff and not the two-dimensional assets that are currently scattered around, but yeah, it just is what it is. I wonder why this is an 8-car train, not at peak time. Very interesting. But yeah, this timetable is also quite interesting, because obviously it has the 171s, the Southern Class 171 going all the way through to Brighton instead of terminating at Eastbourne like they do nowadays, which is, yeah, not something that you see every day. That's a nice little hillside. Might as well get a shot of that. Now, see if that works. Yeah, why not? We didn't really get the hillside in, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so we have 2.5 miles to Lewis with 4 minutes to get there, and we do have reductions coming up. We were running slightly late at our 2 previous stops, so hopefully we could get into Lewis with time to spare, but I'm not counting on it. You know, just a bit sad, really. This route it's a nice route, but it's just boring as heck. I know, and yeah. There's another 377. Friendly honk. I do like the Armstrong Powerhouse Soundset, but yeah, definitely doesn't hold a candle to the Medway Valley one. I have a 20 limit coming into Lewis. Ugh. Notch 1 on the brakes down to 60. There's the Seaford branch coming in. Ooh. Very nice track joint sounds. 40 warning board. We have 2.5 minutes to get to Lewis. Hopefully we can make up the time. Out of all the runs that you can do on this line, I definitely think that the one down to Seaford is definitely the more visually interesting one. And then you can do a full end-to-end service run as well. Because, yeah, you start at Brighton, you terminate at Seaford. There's no extra bits that you can't do. Whereas this one will continue off the map to Victoria, which I suppose means it's partially playable on Brighton Main Line, wherever it joins up. But yeah.
We are now approaching Lewis.
Slow down for that 20 limit. Oh, I heard the signal go click as it changed over to red. It's very nice. Don't hear that too often. Let's put the window up. There's the 20 limit. We will have to go down to 10 if you're going onto the diverging platform on the left. But yeah. Oh, we're heading down onto the platform on the right-hand side, heading north. Oh, was that a... Oh, I think... Oh, you can just barely see a 313 leaving. Haven't come in on these platforms yet. We're 1 minute early. We made up the time. That's very nice. $60 yards to go. Let's start getting the brakes on. Oh wow! And then the train, and then it goes right into a tunnel. Oh, slight overshoot, but we're good. Welcome to Lewis. After a relatively smooth ride from... Oh, camera's bugging out with all the NPCs. Let's go to drone cam. Oh my good... Oh! Did you see the person? A person just went boing and shot up like 20 meters in the air. That's hilarious. NPCs doing NPC things. 0 points lost to speeding. Very nice. And that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And if you are willing to go that extra mile in order to support the channel, please do become a channel member. It really does help me out. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.